Hello, welcome to another episode of the Hayes Hustle Podcast. It is me, your host, the trap trainer, Coach Hayes himself. Thank you for joining us. I would love if you would take the time to like, to share, to comment, and please subscribe. Enjoy this next episode. Thank you. It's Hustle himself. What's going on? It's Coach Hayes. It's Tuesday. Real Talk Tuesday with Coach Hayes. You see I'm donning a do-rag today. Got that rag on. I've been waiting to have me a job that I can wear my do-rag to, man. Come on, bro. Nobody trying to get up and look pretty for this camera. What you get, what you see is what you get, homeboy. This is it. This is it. And I go in do-rags a lot. I work in do-rags. I train in do-rags. So if I'm gonna have a podcast, bro, we gonna have that rag on sometime. You're gonna have to check it out. So that's why it's real talk, dog, because I'm being real. You know what I'm saying? Real talk with Coach Hayes, man. It's Tuesday. I hope you're off to a fantastic start to your week. Tuesday is always that follow-up day, you know, when you have to go in and solidify things that you put in motion on Monday. So you got to put things in motion on Monday to be able to follow up on Tuesday. So that's where we at today, Tuesday. If you didn't put anything in motion yesterday, then you got to put something in motion today and then follow back up on it on Wednesday. We got to have steps. It's a process. It's a process to leveling up, and it starts with making that move on Monday, following up on Tuesday. So we got to make sure we're following up today. Big follow-up day today. Follow up on that email, follow up on that text message, follow up on that thought, follow up on that to-do list, follow up on, you know what I mean? Like finish, start, you know, you have to start it. Everybody can start some shit, but not everybody will take the next step. And then the next step will lead you to the next step. And then you got what I'm saying? Like if you finish up what you was doing yesterday, that will ensure we get that call back on Thursday. It'll make sure we get that email back tomorrow. We get a DM back. Now I can continue the conversation. I can keep on going. This is the steps to making moves. This is the step to making moves. You have to be obsessed with getting better. Just literally getting better. Not even having success. You know, not even obsessed with money. Obsessed with success. What is that? I'm talking about getting better every day. Like, you know, personally, business wise, you know, whatever it is, you need to be obsessed with getting better. And I talk that talk, and I literally try. It's so hard to be consistent. I think the hardest thing for it to be consistent, I try to read the Bible every day. I try to work out every day. I have to work every day. I have to be a parent every day. It's something always. It's just elusive getting all that shit done, you know, and being consistent doing all that stuff. Very, very, very hard. And that's what I chase every day. That's a good way, even though you feel disappointed like I didn't get everything done. But if you have a list and you're staying focused and you're getting all this stuff done, it's easy to level up. But you literally have to stay so consistent on the grind, so consistent on the small things that lead you up to the big things. It's consistency, I believe, is tough. It's the simplest thing, but it's the hardest thing. You know exactly what you need to do, but unfortunately you need to do it every day. Make time for it, or 3, 4, 5 times a week, whatever it is, in order for you to level up. And that's the hardest part, just being consistent. And not only being consistent, continually to put yourself first. To understand you need that. You put everything else in front of that you need to do to get better. And we need to be obsessed with getting better. Obsessed with getting better. That is the key. Sometimes you get obsessed with, you know, you just having money, then you got some money, then you're not obsessed no more. So the obsession has to be with you getting better. You working on yourself, like you just love working on yourself. That's why you see those successful people read so much. That they just getting better. They already, how did the rich get richer? Read more, right? Like learn more, put more into action, you know, so they reading every day. And it pains me to know they're not watching TV. Just think about how many of us grew up on 5-6 hours of TV a day. Just sabotaged us. Had no idea you was going to have to break that cycle in order to fall in love with yourself and fall in love with getting better. you just gonna have to not be in love with the TV, not be in love with party, not be in love with the game, not be in love with, watching, 3 hours, I just gotta watch the football game. That just don't exist no more, except it's my son's game. You know what I mean? But if it's just something on TV, man, that's just entertainment. I'm obsessed with, getting all this stuff out of my head, making sure that everything that's, that God put up in here, I'm getting it out. So, how many training businesses, exposure businesses, whatever it is, like all this other stuff is distractions. I sometimes feel distractions for us, so we don't take care of the real business. Got to stay focused on the real business. Got to stay focused on the real business, man. That is the truth. Hey, so it's Tuesday again. Follow up day today. I want to give a big shout out to our sponsors today. Hey Sports Performance. Hey Sports Performance, turning potential into performance. Big deal. Big deal. Been doing it for the last 20 years. Got over 500 kids in college athletics, past and present. Over 300 D1 athletes, another 200, over 200 D2, D3 in AIA. It's what I do. It's what I do, man. I'm a proud sponsor of the Hayes Hustle podcast. I just believe in getting kids better. I believe in being obsessed with your self-investment, making sure you love your self-image, making sure your self-confidence is rock solid. It all starts with self and improving self. That's what we do at Hey Sports Performance. If you need me, get a hold of me, 971-400-8351. Okay, it's what I do, man. I specialize in building people. I'm a builder. I can build adults. I can build kids. I can build teenagers. It doesn't matter. I can build you. I can build entrepreneurs. I can build athletes. It doesn't matter. I'm a builder. I'm a father. I'm a builder. Okay. Big shout out to Temptation Air Freshener. Personalizing your ride experience with our big time air fresheners. Personalized air freshener. You have your own favorite photo on there. You can have your favorite team on there. Your high school, your college team. Your favorite saying, an action moment. We're coming out with a whole line of new air fresheners that just personalize your ride on a whole different type of experience. Don't just give you a tree. Even though the trees, I love the trees. I ain't gonna lie. Those air freshener trees that been around. We just want to give you some variety. So we coming. Check us out on Instagram at Temptation Air Freshener. Temptation Freshies on Instagram. Also brought to you by by Bridge City Fathers and Mentors Program. Nonprofit program dedicated to providing bridges for youth, at-risk youth, parents that need support, bridging the gap of resources, bridging the gap of funds and mentors and people of impact. We're bridging them to the kids, bridging them to the families. My first nonprofit, I got two of them, but that was my first one that I founded, and I'm a proud sponsor of the Hayes Hustle podcast. Everything I do is dedicated to this mission. I decided not to be talking about it no more. I just actually live it. You got two nonprofits. We got, a training business that builds people. We are involved. I'm only involved, like walk it like you talk it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. I'm into that shit right there. So that's where we at. Real Talk Tuesday, man. Real Talk Tuesday. There's no time for no other BS. I'm not trying to put on a facade, man. That's why I come in the rag today. This is how I actually walk around. So this is how I want to be on the cast. Like, I ain't trying to be one person off the cast and then get on the podcast and I'm somebody totally different. I want to be able to chop that real shit up to you, and this is how it comes, man. Tuesday. Make sure you're getting it done. I've been having a mad exodus on all my college athletes. Everybody going back to... This is one of the things. Testimony Tuesday. Testimony Tuesday, brought to you by Hey Sports Performance. One of the biggest things that scares me, this is a testimony, just being real. Every year in the summer, all my college athletes come home, and so I have to get them, work them in a rotation with the youth athletes and the high school athletes that I'm currently preparing. Well, the summer is always great because you got all these kids home. Everybody want to work. The financials go up in the summer, right? Go up because you're trying to take care of all these people. I got the college load. I got the middle school, the high school load. Everybody's going, and every year there's a mad exodus. Like right now, everybody has to go back to school. Beginning of fall, volleyball starting, basketball starting. Everybody got to go back, get their dorm rooms, all that stuff. And there's been times in the past where, you're up here one week, you're here all summer long, and all of a sudden, as soon as the summer's over, you're here. Financially, like you just did, because people are getting ready to go back to school. The schedules are a little wonky. People need to take some time to kind of figure things out. They can't invest as much time they did in the summertime. Plus, just numbers. People are out of town. People left. So I always get super worried around this time, kind of like, fuck, I don't know, like I've been doing this so long and I still get worried, kind of like, where am I going to get that money from to, continue covering things and building and stuff like that. And, it ain't like I do some kind of, I probably should, but when they leave, I just work, I kind of get caught up in them leaving and the training sessions, and it's sad for me when they leave. I hate when they go back to college. So I just kind of take my time and go through their sessions and record them. And I don't do like hey, everybody's leaving, let's have a sale. So sometimes I just get a little worried. Like, where's the new people going to come from? Where's the new revenue going to come from? And I really have no strategy of replacing all these people when they leave. They just leave. And honestly, without really worrying about it, and this is that thing about a long time ago, I was talking about breaking up with being broke. I used to worry about that. And maybe in the past, long ago before I understood my gift, if I knew there was a pitfall coming or I knew there was a slow time coming, it would be like, okay, maybe you need to sell something right there, maybe some equipment or do something because this is coming. Kind of gearing up for it not to go so well, like, for a bad time. And when I understood this whole breaking up with being broke was, the crazy thing about it is when these kids leave, I had a bunch of lacrosse girls leave. Well, I had 3 or 4, so they won't be back till Thanksgiving. You know what I mean? These are girls who've been training with me 2 times a week. If you do the math on this really adds up, right? You got 2 or 3 girls who train 2-3 days a week. Then all of a sudden they're going out of the rotation. That's a lot. Okay. And on top of that, I miss these girls. I miss the dudes. I miss the people I train. It's almost like a breakup. Like they have to leave and you don't see them again. And, your whole kind of routine of 2 days a week we've been doing since 7th grade, 8th grade, that thing's all over. That sucks for me. And I cannot stand it, but it's necessary. Very, very necessary. But it's something that grinds me when they have to leave. Then I have to replace them. Because there's more kids that need help, right? There's no more kids that need help. And I need to make sure financially, business-wise, that I cover that we get back on track. Every year I get terrified. When you take care of your business, though, and this is what I'm talking about breaking up with being broke. When you take care of business and now you're taking care of college athletes and that's over, and if you have faith, right? You got to have faith. Not hope. You got to have faith. You got to have faith into your work. You got to have faith in your love and your shit. And so what happens is this was the week. Like everybody started leaving the last week or so. But this last week, I think my last athlete left this last weekend. And I was kind of thinking like, damn, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And trying to doing the math on that shit, thinking like, okay, so, I wonder how this is going to work. Like when, and sure enough, yesterday, I started getting calls. I started getting calls from like the new group of kids, right? Like I'm missing out on some kids. Literally, I had, a volleyball kid mom call, hey, we're ready to start, how many days a week, she ready to get going. After that, a basketball kid called, hey, emailed, hey, we ready to get going. After that, a football kid got going. Like, you know what I mean? Like 3 or 4 kids, literally, I don't know. And I just got to testify. I feel like God just like, he knows my heart. And so what I was worried about, he just replaced it that fast. Like me being worried about, all right, this next month I gotta, I'm the breadwinner, man. Like I'm not the only, because my wife bring home some bread too now. She bring home some bread, but I'm the primary breadwinner, right? Like I gotta make sure all this shit stay on track. All the big bills is me. You know what I'm saying? Mortgages and all that kind of shit, and the future plans, and I let my wife. She take care of bills, but I want her to be able to have some, leeway with that money too. So I do it. It's a lot on me. It's a lot on me. So I'm always worried about that. The crazy thing about it is when you're living in your gift. This is how I knew about, the breaking up with being broke. When I start living through my gift, like for real, and having faith and saying, you know what, I ain't gonna throw no sale. I'm living through. God sends you what you need. He just continues to refill. Like I just feel like he just filled me back up. Here you go. Here's some kids for another run. Like, my gift continues to unravel different sports, different communities. I've been here doing the same thing, right? And it just continues, seems like, to multiply and multiply. It never dies. It never dies. It just continues to multiply. That is something that I am just so thankful for. I just feel so blessed for. That my gift just seems to resonate year after year. Different communities, different people. It never gets old. I'm always kind of revamping and doing some stuff, always adding and subtracting and shit like that. But honestly, man, it's a lot of some shit I figured out early with movement and confidence and strength, and kind of put my own system together. And I really not had to really mess with it a lot. Like the kids eat it up. It works for one. It's not like it's just fun, but the kids see improvement. The confidence gets, the confidence gets better. The physical prowess gets better. Everything is better, and I love it. And I love it. So it's just been amazing. If you can find, honestly, my testimony, if you can find your gift, it's kind of like a natural spring, like in the ground. It just continues to give and give and give. But you might have to dig around for a while before you find that natural spring in the ground. You know what I'm talking about? Like a spring in the ground that springs out water. Like, where the fuck is this coming from? And it's just a natural spring. And there's people living off these natural springs for hundreds of years, man. It's just in the ground. But a lot of times you just don't dig enough. You just don't dig around. There's people that don't do enough digging. They don't do enough living to actually find that natural spring in the ground. You gotta work. You got to work to find that water source that's going to fuel you for the rest of your fucking life. It's in the ground. It's already naturally here. You have to do enough work to find it. A problem is we don't do enough work to find that natural spring in the ground. God got them all over the earth. You have to do enough digging to find them. There's your specific ones. They got more than one with your name on there. You ain't never going to know if you don't do enough fucking digging. You have to dig. You have to do the work. Doing the work is the digging. Dig it? That's my testimony, man. That's my testimony. Fear. I conquer fear because I live through my gift. And even though literally like everybody else, I worry about financials. I have a big mortgage. I got a lot of property. I got, I'm trying to build shit. I'm meeting with investors. I'm trying to, all kind of shit's going, bro. I have a lot on my plate, but faith, when you have faith in your mission, when you living for something, so I got a purpose, and I believe that, I make moves to make this stuff happen. So it ain't just for me. It ain't just for, like I want to be successful. Nah, man, I got a purpose. I'm moving on it. If you tell me no, I'm coming back. I'm going to the next. I'm going, you know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing stopping me. Real Talk Tuesday, Coach Hayes. Talking recruiting. Let's move on to some recruiting now. Okay. This is, I just want to holler at some of these kids and the parents, man. You get into this, a lot of these kids, and I see this all the time because I work with so many kids, and they work so hard, and how they assume the recruiting process is going to go when it doesn't go the way they think it was going to go. Especially boys. There's a tendency to give up. There's a tendency to lean back instead of lean in. There's a tendency to, it didn't happen the way I thought it was going to happen right away. Maybe I should start focusing on something else. Maybe I should change my direction. This is us trying to control so much. Us not having faith. This is the beginning of your journey. You don't have enough faith. A lot of the kids I see don't have enough faith because they don't have enough self-confidence. They just haven't been here long enough to understand. Us as parents, we have to make sure we're fueling them with systems that will allow them to understand that their preparation will lead to their separation. Not how many wins you have. You got to put in the work. Some of these kids get so frustrated so early, or even late in the process. They don't understand that it's not over till it's over. You don't get there till you get there. You don't get to get halfway there and go, this ain't cool, this ain't fair, I ain't there. Yeah, you ain't there till you fucking get there. They haven't noticed you. You haven't worked hard enough. Not saying you haven't worked hard physically enough. Maybe you haven't worked hard enough to get exposure. Maybe you haven't did enough emailing. Maybe you did all the physical work. Maybe you are the shit, but you haven't went to none of the right camps, none of the right showcases, none of the right processes to get your shit seen. Maybe you did everything to get seen, but you did none of the training. You did everything you can to let them fucking see you, but you forgot to do all the training to transform yourself into a college athlete. Recruiting. We're talking recruiting. You don't get to go halfway up the road and then start complaining about not being there. Understand that. You don't get to go halfway, go half-ass, go half speed, and then complain about not being there fast enough. Go all in. It's hard though. These teenagers, they have so much on their brain. They treat relationships like their marriage. Unfortunately, they're not. You kids need to learn how to put your hustle first before your girlfriend, before your boyfriend. Your gift comes first, and you gotta learn that young. What happens at a young age is we start putting the girl first. We start putting our friends first, and you have to teach your kids early. Parents, please listen. Kids, please listen. Parents, you gotta teach your kid to put the gift first. Sometimes that gift starts off in sports and then it moves and other things, but they have to put their gift first. The gift is from God. Okay, the gift comes before the girl. Sorry. Sorry, wives. That's the way it go. I think there's a lot of moms that actually understand that shit. They like, yeah, tell his ass. But not really before the wife, but for your girlfriend, right? Like the girlfriend you are not bonded to this girl. This is a lot of lust. A lot of lust. I'm saying y'all don't love these people, but there's a lot of lust involved. You need to find your gift. Find your gift. Live through your gift. That comes first. Appreciating your family, having gratitude for everything you have, that comes second. Find your gift, that is God. Be thankful for your gift, that is God. Be thankful for every day, that is God. Be thankful for your family, that's extension of God. Be thankful for all that. Gratitude every day. But the issue is when we don't get things immediately, when we get halfway down because we've been working hard and we thought this is how much work it would take to obtain these goals, and you get halfway there, or you put in what you thought it would take, and it's not doing it. You're not there. You're only halfway there. You're only 50% there. Even though you put in what you thought is what it should. That doesn't matter what you thought. You're not done until it's over. Like, you know what I mean? You don't get there till you get there. And I don't think a lot of people understand that. So what you have is a tragedy that happens year after year. So a kid starts off in middle school. He's excited. He's dreaming. The world tries to break you as they grow up. So middle school is still on fire. You get to freshman year. Now you start hearing, man, you can't be this. You can't, right? You start seeing real stars. You start thinking they're better than me. You start putting these, again, the mental, 86, 85% of it, 80% of it is all the self-talk is all negative. You start seeing people, you start comparing yourself. I can't do this. I couldn't possibly be a college athlete. I couldn't possibly be. Now you start to beat yourself down. Tragedy, discouragement, discouraging yourself. You think failures are there to bring you down. Failures are there to make you work harder. Just, just this thing starts to happen from middle school to high school, and it's the little bit of them killing you, a little bit of them taking it out of you, little by little. You got to understand what's going on, especially with boys. I see this with boys. Girls right now on fire. We're going to get to that today too. I just see girls, this is not stopping right now. I feel like everything's flopped. I knew this was going to happen though. But boys get discouraged, not happening fast enough. And instead of staying the course, instead of having faith, instead of living through their gift, they'll find something else. Boys will go, put all their attention on the girls, or go start doing some silly crime shit just because the gift, it might not work out. That's a fear of failure early. Fear of failure early. Wait, I'm halfway there. It might not work. It's a little too hard. Maybe I should go put my attention on this. This is easier to get the low-hanging fruit. I can go feel successful if I go sell this real quick. If I go knock this girl off. If I go, you know what I'm saying? if I go do this make me feel better. Instead of that long-term goal, that long-term success, that putting in that work. That taking the L, learning, and then reapplying and winning. Taking those L's on the road is important. Taking those L's, the boys have to learn how to take those L's. That's what it's about. You got to learn and then use that knowledge to further yourself. Too many dudes take those L's and they go, I'm getting the hell out of here. They take a couple of L's, like a couple of L's at the end of hell, and they the hell out of here. That's what usually happens. And we got to be built stronger than that, bro. The road is built for you to, to fail over and over and over, but it's also a long winding road for you to win, for you to run and win. So you got plenty of time to fall, but you got plenty of time to win. What happens is during this long journey from middle school elementary school, you're dreaming, you're looking at TV. Oh my God, look at them run, look at them do this, look at them do that, and are you seeing yourself do that? And as you go to high school, you start, that dream start fading away. For one, you start seeing other bullshit. You start seeing other people. The comparison game starts. Now you start rationalizing. There's no way I can get there. Instead of just staying focused and on it. The worst thing happens. I think that for me, because I've been doing this so long, I see if a kid actually loves it and he works for it, that there is going to be an opportunity for him. If they are willing to stay focused, if they're willing to love it through the bullshit, that there's actually a path for you. There's a school that wants you. There's a school that's looking for you. God has already blessed and ordained you to go to school, but you have no idea. And what I see is it's kind of like being on a football field. Let's say you're on a football field. And I try to bring this analogy alive, okay? You don't know where you are on the football field. You just know you've been playing for a while and you're trying to score. You're trying to score. And this is what I see a lot. The kids feel like it's been a long time. They started on the goal line. They've been grinding, but they have no idea. Here's the touchdown right here. They started down here. They've been grinding, but it's like grinding with a blindfold on. You have no idea where the end zone is. So you start here and you grind and you grind and you grind. And what I see is people start here and they grind. And sometime they'll grind and they're on the 5-yard line, about to go in and score. They've come all this way. They've been grinding, but they also been getting tired and the road's been getting long and they just about to go in and score. They got the blindfold on. They had no idea where success is. This is how success really is, especially for entrepreneurs, especially for athletes. You have no idea where that success is going to be. So for one, you have to fall in love with the journey of all this closing the gap. You got to fall in love with this. Because if not, the tragedy is after you grind all the way here and you rationalize how long it's taking and it's not going to happen. And now, right before I score, I quit. Boys would go, you know what? I don't like it no more. I don't want to play hoop no more because they can't dunk. Other dude can dunk, they can't dunk. Instead of working on jumping, instead of working on that type of shit, it's like, yeah, I'm good. Football, I couldn't possibly do that. No, I'm not that kind of an athlete. Instead of working on that, instead of figuring out what level is for me, what school is recruiting my size, what school is recruiting, my situation, they just rather give up. I see it happen over and over and over. Success is there for anybody that want it, man. But you can't have a preconceived notion of how to get it. You gotta keep getting it until you get it. There is no, I should, you gotta work until it happens, bro. And that's what people are not obsessed with getting better. They get a little money. And then that's what you're obsessed with. You just want some money. But if you're obsessed with getting better every day, some type of getting better every day, your life will just continue to get better. We talked about girls earlier. Girls, as what I see in the sports world right now, I just see the spotlight is on them. And I feel like boys had a spotlight for so long. That really, it's like having like the world's been tilted towards you for all this time, and now you kind of abusing the spotlight. And the girls, they haven't had it. They're getting a little bit of that light now, and they're starting to shine. They've been doing this. I've been training girls, man. I've been saying this for a long time, but it's nice to see the rest of the world is really starting to take notice. Girls, let's go. Like, for real, some of these boys are so damn lazy. We need the boys, and I need the boys to start working, because how do we get a strong coalition of men one day, of fathers? How do we continue having strong fathers? It start with having strong boys. Boys that get their ass outside and play. Get your ass out of the house. Go outside and play. Run around. You know what I'm saying? That don't mean you can't get on the computer too, but get your ass outside. Stop doing all this virtual running and virtual working out and virtual, doing shit, and get out there and actually do it. Boys do stuff. Boys sweat. Boys run. Boys build shit. Boys knock over things. Like, get your ass outside and start doing some stuff. We need to do something. We have to reprogram these dudes, bro, because I love what the girls are doing right now. The girls are working their ass off. They come and they go get it. The sports, the scholarships, I mean, it's unbelievable. If you didn't get caught up in that whole COVID thing, because a lot of girls got caught up in that COVID thing, but a lot of girls came out right on the other side. Some of the dudes, they done went down. We got to really work on our young men. We got to really work on bringing our young men while appreciating and pushing our young girls. Our young girls are getting a spotlight right now, and we need to make sure they feel it 100%. Support them 100%. Their sports are going to start going crazy because they're starting to go crazy. They're dedicating. The training is transforming them. That's another thing. That so many boys, they want to play. You people that want to be recruited. You love playing. You love showing film of you playing. You know what they would love? They would love seeing film of you preparing. Not practicing, training. Training is the key to transformation. They know if you ain't training, you ain't really gaining. You just practicing. Everybody practices, man. Everybody practices. Coaches, recruiters, they're looking for you. How many times you training? Who you training with? What you doing in your training? So they can kind of get an idea of what type of athlete you really are, how in love you are with the game, and how in love you are with getting better. They want dogs, man. Dogs are obsessed with getting better. Girls, that's where I think girls got it at. We got to learn how to be a little selfish. I'm not saying girls are selfish, but I think they got to figure it out a little bit. You got to learn how to be a little selfish with getting yourself better. We've been told, don't, that's selfish. Don't think about yourself. Man, you got to think about yourself. Not selfish as in us, but knowing how to give to self, knowing how to treat self as important. That's very, very, very important. You gotta learn that young. That's something that parents, we have to teach them young. We have to teach them young. These kids getting discouraged that they don't have what they want right away. That instant gratification, quitting on the 5-yard line. Parents, when you feel that happening, it is your job. You don't have to try to motivate them. You got to teach them to be consistent when they start losing that little fire. When they start to get discouraged, just encourage them. This is your gift, especially if the kid is good at it. It's not happening fast enough for him. He wants it to happen fast for him. If the schools were on him, if the shine was on him, the kid would be loving it, but it ain't there yet, right? He's on his way. He's almost to that spotlight. He's almost to that level. He's on the elevator. He just hasn't got to his floor yet. You have to tell him, stay on the ride. Be consistent. Just continue to grind. And then the good things will happen. They don't know that. They don't know that. It started to get boring. It's not fun because they're not getting as many dubs anymore. It's a lot longer in between dubs now, right? You suffer some L's. It's tiring. It takes up time. But this is the process of getting stronger. This is the process of getting better. It's not fast. It's not easy. It's long. It's tedious. You have to teach them to wade through that, flow through that, churn through that. Okay? Suffer through that. Suffering is a part of it. Sacrifice is a part of it. It's not always supposed to feel good. How can it feel? Growing pains is the process of your body stretching out. That's why it hurts. You're awake while your body's stretching out, and you're like, oh shit, my knees hurt, It's a positive thing. You're growing, but it's going to hurt. Sacrifice is necessary. Pain is necessary. A little bit of pain is necessary for your gain. We don't quit when it don't happen. Grind through it. You gotta have faith. Grind to it. Grind through it. You can't get to it unless you go through it. So grind through it. Real Talk Tuesday with Coach Hayes, coming at you with the do-rag, baby. Coming at you with the do-rag today. I don't know, it seems to flow a little bit better with the do-rag. I might have to come like this. I might have to show y'all my plethora of do-rags. Start showing off the do-rag collection. Here we go. Encourage your peoples, man. Stay with it. Too many kids giving up on the 5-yard line. They was about to score. They didn't work their ass off. Went through all the obstacles. Worked all the way down the field. They had no idea. The blindfolds on. They had no idea. You're not going to know you score until you hear the crowd. You're not going to know you score until you hear the crowd, man. It's like a blindfold. You just working and working and working. All of a sudden you hear, yeah, you scored. You hear your family scream, yeah, we made it. You know you scored. You just have to stay focused until you get there. That's what success is like. It's like driving. It's like driving, down the field, about to score, or you don't know where you're at. You just know you're grinding. You can be on the 1-yard line, you can be on the 50-yard line. You have no idea. You just know you're grinding. And the person that gets tired of grinding first loses. The person that gets tired of making themselves better and continuing to improve loses. There's no way you can get there. There's no way you can get there. You got to max out on being you. Max out on yourself. Max out on the current person you are. Get to the top of that person. And when that person can't grow no more, ditch that person and become the beginning of a new person. You should just be in levels, stages, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. You get to the end of stage 3, leave out of that stage and get to the bottom of stage 4 and then work to the top of that one. It's like having, like I said, it's like having a funeral for the stage 1 dude. After I get done with him and he can't see the light, he can't do no more elevating. I need to get rid of that guy, go to stage 2. Have a funeral for that guy. Stage 2 guy, he makes more moves. He makes more money. He has more purpose. He has more dedication. Become that guy now. Ride that to the top of that guy. As soon as you can't go no further, have a funeral for that motherfucker and go to the next guy. The next guy is even more successful. The next guy is a better athlete. The next guy is a better father. The next guy is a better businessman. The best guy, the best. And you just keep on fucking going. Level up, level up, level up. Have a funeral for that old lazy fucker that you used to be. The old scary fucker you used to be. Keep on having funerals for those dudes. As you continue to conquer your fears, have funerals for those dudes. Put them in the body bag, bro, and keep on rocking. As you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. Real shit. Real talk, Coach Hayes. Just trying to tell us how to level up, man. You don't get caught up in your feelings. It ain't happening fast enough. You're comparing yourself with everybody else. You just got to run your race. Got to run your race. Stay consistent. What I do like, sometimes some of our athletes, they put all their eggs in their basket, and so they're just waiting on that one thing to pop. It's like watching watching water boil. It's not boiling fast enough. I don't know what's going on. Watching the water boil. The best thing you can do, parents, if they really do want to be recruited, of course they do everything they need to do to get recruited. The training, exposure, emailing coaches, showcases, all that type of shit. But so we're not watching water boil. An important thing to do is to start. What else is the kid interested in? Let's also have some other goals, some other hobbies, some other things that we're interested in that we're already doing, that we're already working on. We already got kind of a full life, so it's not really all about that sport all the time. Again, setting up for real life. I like it. My son, he has a detail business. He's 16. Now he plays big time football, one of the best high schools in Oregon, and will be recruited for college and all that kind of stuff. But he also loves his detail business. The money he makes, I feel like it fills him up self-esteem wise, just as football does. But so he's not dependent solely on football to validate him, to make him feel good, to make him feel appreciated, to make him feel he's busy all the time in the detail business, so he feels like he's a success already. I think that's a key. My older daughter, same thing. My older daughter actually makes clothes and handbags, and she'll have her own fashion line here soon, and they sell. And people they want to buy stuff while she's at school and while she's shipping shit off, and it's easier to feel success if you're being successful in other areas too. And these are other areas that your life is going to take off in. So I would tell any parent out there that has a kid that wants that shit really bad, like wanting to be recruited and all that kind of stuff, is to make sure that when they're not working out and doing this kind of stuff, that they're actually doing something that fills them up. So they're not waiting on the recruiting process, especially if you're a junior and senior and all that kind of stuff. You want to start actually getting into the other interest and their friends and like, but really have some other interests going, so they can experience success in other realms. And it's not all about waiting on the scholarship. It's not all about, I'm already feeling validated before that process. And I'm not feeling like I'm waiting. I'm just living my life, and I'm kind of doing this and doing that. And then the process just happens, because I still go work out. I'm being consistent on my workouts. I'm being consistent on practice. I'm being consistent doing all this kind of stuff. But now I'm not waiting. I'm working. I'm working for it. I'm not waiting on it. Very, very key. A lot of people sit around waiting, and you can get tired of waiting. But if you fall in love with the work, next thing you know, you'll be working, a scholarship will come. Then another one will come. Fall in love with the work. Don't get caught up in the waiting game. The waiting game is the bullshit. You won't be working. You'll be waiting. And then if it does come, you won't be ready. So you fall in love with the work and you're working instead of waiting. When the time comes, it might take longer than you want. But when the time comes, you'll be ready. And that is the key. That is the key. Okay? Let's fall in love with work. Don't fall in love with waiting. This is real, coming at you from the Hayes Hustle podcast, man. I just want to bring you some real shit, man. Some real talk to the parents. Don't let them give up too early. They start giving up too early young. They start giving up. They'll be giving up early late. God, this relationship ain't working out. Divorce. Instead of working through it. God, this kid is bad. The dad's leaving. Can't sit there and take care of the kid because it's difficult, because the kid's putting them through ups and downs, because the baby mama is whatever the case is. God, this job, I hate this boss. Quit the job. God, this business is so hard. Just stop the business. Go get a job, right? Like a person, it just works all kind of like that. You got to teach a kid at a young age the best time to teach them. Work, don't wait. Work, don't wait. This Coach Hayes coming at you from the Hayes Hustle podcast. Let's pass on that message, okay? Of working, not waiting. Pass that on to your kids. Please send this if you got a kid that's going through this and is a junior, senior, and they're getting, they're getting impatient with the process. Let them hear this, please. Send them to this. Let them hear this. Let them understand that you gotta work. You can't wait, and your time is coming. Your time is coming, so keep running. Okay, keep running. This Coach Hayes. Hope you have a fantastic Tuesday, man. Join me tomorrow for Wellness Wednesday. We coming straight at you. But today, please please share, please comment on today's episode. Let me know what you think. But we'll be back at you tomorrow on Wednesday. I hope you have a fantastic Tuesday. Follow up today. Make things happen that you put in motion on Monday. Like we talk about, it's a process. It's a system. I'm here every week to keep it simple, but to keep pushing you. Okay, to keep it's all simple. We just got to be reminded to work, to love to change. I love you. Hey, this is Coach Hayes. Have a fantastic day. Coming at you with that do-rag, man. Coming at you with that do-rag, man. You already know. Hey, have a fantastic day. It's Coach Hayes. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.